this is a platform where you can have thousands of designers all in one place, right? It's the only website of its kind where it's a specific niche for clothing and fashion, and where you can, and it's a social media as well.
Mi gente presente.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Juan Pablo Esquivel, and this is Co-Operative Economics Latinidad. Today, we have Justin Molina from Hullthread, LLC. Before we begin, we would like for y'all to join this Facebook group called Support Latine-Owned Businesses. Come check it out to see various Latine-X owned businesses across the U.S. Join, own, support, invest, and create Latinidad. Now, Justin, thank you for coming and sharing this time with us. Would you mind introducing yourself and sharing the business of which you own?
Yes, thank you guys for inviting me. I appreciate it, first and foremost. And my name is Justin Molina, and I'm the CEO of Hullthread LLC. And Hullthread LLC is a platform where independent designers can upload their designs and merchandise and sell them to people around the world. And the goal of the company is for smaller independent designers to be able to operate on a scale as if they were a big, large company, and also to be able to diversify clothing between different parts of the world, right? So, for example, there's a region feature on the website where you can click on, say, Israel, and you can see the top trending designers in Israel and follow them and buy their merchandise. And the goal is to be able to show the world that maybe, you know, we're not so different after all.
And what events led you to create this business?
I got infatuated with the idea of 3D clothing, and I started building a platform around augmented reality and 3D clothing at the time. And I wanted to add a social feature in where people could connect on a different level. And I wanted to innovate in an industry that hasn't really been innovated in as of yet. I kept building, and eventually this was the product of doing so. And I love seeing different designers being able to get exposure to people, to customers they might not have otherwise had. And on the other side of that, I like seeing customers getting designs from brands that they love also.
How long have you been working on this initiative, and what progress have you experienced from the developing stages to now?
So I've been working on this project for about 2 years. I coded the website from scratch myself, and the progress it's been insane. You know, progress is always slow, but slow progress lasts. So in the last 2 years, you know, I've built up a team. We have the website out. We've spoken with investors. We've gotten the logo. We've gotten the LLC, the trademarks. We've gotten designers on the site. We've gotten customers for the site. So.
How does this support brands and owners of these various clothing companies?
The main concept behind Hullthread is we only succeed when the brands on our platform succeed. What we aim to do and we strive to do is give these designers the utmost in innovation that could help their brand, right? So we make sure that any designers that sell on the website have 2-day delivery from us to the customers that buy their clothing. We make sure that the money gets deposited straight into their bank account. We make sure that they have a website that is top of the line and has all of the features that any designer would need. We're partnering with manufacturers so that designers could get a cheaper rate to create bulk clothing. We also have, like I mentioned before, the region feature where designers can gain a following from people around the world. And the point is, it's hard starting a clothing company as an independent designer, right? Because you have the big brands, you have the H&Ms, you have your Zaras, right? So how do you compete with, you know, these huge brands? And that's where we come in. You know, you guys, we make it so that the designers can just worry about designing the clothing. We handle the rest. We handle the payment processing. We handle the shipping and handling. We handle the website, you know, and the goal is to just give them the creative space and to relieve some of the pain points that they might have to just be able to design and create clothing.
We noticed that Hullthread is a limited liability company. Why did your business become an LLC, and how is the process of achieving such status?
Well, first of all, it's an LLC established in Delaware. And the reason being is Delaware has very good laws in place for businesses. For example, for any reason you're sued, it appears before a judge rather than a jury who might not understand the laws of business. So you have a much fairer trial or court case. Also, the income tax laws and the business tax laws in Delaware are different. So it's a little bit cheaper to have your LLC established in Delaware. But also a main reason for getting an LLC established is the legitimacy. In order to get any type of debit or bank card in your business's name, you have to have an LLC. So that is like one huge reason. That's probably the main reason also to get it. You want to have your tax ID number, right? Your EIN. You want to be able to open up bank accounts with your business, especially one that is dealing with transactions on the daily where you have to send and receive money. And the process behind doing that is I personally went through LegalZoom. And LegalZoom, you pay them a specific fee and they handle all the paperwork for you. However, if you would like, you can do it on your own and fill out the paperwork. But for that, it's very time consuming. And if you're doing it, you want it done right. Make sure that you're reading the fine print, make sure that, you have everything in order, all your tax papers and everything like that.
Hullthread is a growing online community. What best practices would you like to share on creating this?
Well, to start would definitely be putting the designers and the customers over everything else. Your business can only succeed if you're helping other people succeed. We're only as successful as the designers on our platform. So definitely cater towards the designers and the customers, right? Because essentially this is their home. A good friend of mine actually pointed out this comparison that I love, and she said that the designers are the heroes of their own story. They're the Luke Skywalkers. And my platform is meant to be the humble guide that gets them through their journey. So essentially we're the Yoda, right? We don't tell them what to do, but we give them all the preparation they need to be the best that they can possibly be.
Sounds good. Now to our next question. What goals would you like to achieve in the next 10 years?
So in the next 10 years, I would love to have, 10,000 to 15,000 designers. And I would love to have international warehouses where I can deliver and receive clothing quickly. I want to have international warehouses where I can receive and deliver clothes very efficiently and quickly. And I want to make sure that the designers can get all the items they need in bulk for a much cheaper price. That is a big goal of mine. And I want Hullthread to be one of the, if not the largest online retail for clothing in the world.
Thank you for sharing. What advice have you received from starting this business, and who did you hear it from?
So the best advice I've received when starting this business came from my dad. And he had told me that when you want something and you truly feel passionate about it, that you should never stop doing it, right? Like along the way, people will project their failures onto you. And it's very important to be essentially your own cheerleader. And you have to be able to motivate yourself through the hard times because, like I said, progress is slow and sometimes you won't see the progress, right? But you have to trust in yourself and your vision enough to continue anyway.
And what advice would you give young Latine entrepreneurs?
I would definitely tell them to be their own person. There's no reason to be anybody else. Be your own person. Your vision is your vision. And one of the best, also another quote that I live by is life, when we're all born, right, we get a blank portrait and we can paint that portrait any way we want. Every day you get to put a paint stroke on it. So make sure that every day that paint stroke that you're adding to your portrait is unique to you. And because if you listen to too many people throughout the process, at the end of your life, when that masterpiece is complete, it's going to be somebody else's artwork. Make it your own artwork.
Awesome. Now, what are your thoughts on cooperative economics and Latinidad?
So on cooperative economics, I definitely believe that as a community, we need to stick together. Like there's no question about it. If you look at some of the most successful communities in America right now, they all form from a very tight knit, we'll help each other out even if I don't know you. I read a statistic the other day that I think it's something like the chances of becoming a millionaire in the United States if you're Asian is like 26.5%. For white Americans, it's something like 25%. And for Latinos and African Americans, it's much lower at 6.5%. So it's definitely very important for us to, instill work ethic, a good work ethic in our young generation, but also instill community and helping each other out constantly as much as possible, even if you don't know that person.
How did you learn to code, and how important is coding?
I'm a self-taught software engineer. So I went to St. John's University I majored in biology and I minored in chemistry. And I also I dual majored in biology and physical science. And during my time there, I really enjoyed learning. And in between classes, I started messing. St. John's was the first time I had a laptop. So I was like, I want to do everything I can do with this laptop. So I started teaching myself, all these little things. And essentially, I fell in love with coding, and it's a part of my everyday life. I do it at minimum 6-8 hours a day, even if it's just, even if it's not Hullthread related, just to keep, my skills intact and learn the new framework or, a new language or a new concept. And I really very much enjoy just learning, algorithms and things like that. Oh, coding today is a skill that I believe that is going to start being taught as in elementary school. The way technology is advancing, the way we're relying on computers every day, it's a skill that I think everyone's going to have to know. Is going to be the equivalent at some point of, basic mathematics. The way you learn algebra in high school, you're probably going to have to know computer science, at least just a little bit as well. It's the equivalent, I would say, of algebra. It's super important.
How would you like our viewers to support your business?
I would definitely love, follow the page on Instagram, which would be amazing. And also make an account on Hullthread. We'd love to see you, reach out to me. I'll leave my email in the description. Reach out to me, if you have any questions, concerns, comments. I'm always glad to hear feedback, and I love, interacting with people. And I appreciate everybody that comes to the site and makes an account and, helps out. It's always very nice.
Now, please provide us with a 1-minute commercial about your business and any messages that you would like to share.
This is a platform where you can have thousands of designers all in one place, right? It's the only website of its kind where it's a specific niche for clothing and fashion, and where you can, and it's a social media as well. It definitely, the social media part is definitely very important, where you can follow designers and you can keep up with what they're designing and their process, right? Where now you have websites such as Etsy where you can buy handmade materials. However, Etsy doesn't focus on just clothing, and there's not really a lot of clothing designers on Etsy, right? Or Amazon, where you can buy everything, but there's still not a whole lot of clothing designers on Amazon. If they are, they're major companies, they're not independent designers. This is the one place where you can come and you can find fashion, you can find manufacturers, you can find, just culture that you might not have seen otherwise or elsewhere.
With that said, that is all the time that we have now. Thank you, Justin, for joining us.
Thank you guys so much. It was a great interview. I appreciate it.
And for everyone at home, make sure to like our YouTube video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Latin Entertainment _presents. And make sure to join and support Latine Owned Business Facebook group. Until next time on Cooperative Economics and Latinidad.
Mi gente presente.
Let's take a look at modern day shopping. For example, say You want a jean jacket. You'll probably end up going to 5 or 6 different websites and half-heartedly settling for one of their jean jackets. After finally deciding on a jacket, you check out. But wait, before you do that, you have to find your credit card, type in a 16-digit number, then fill out your name, home address, and your email address. Okay, now you can check out. Sound familiar? Shouldn't this be a little easier? What if you could go onto one centralized website, type jean jacket in the search bar, and see a list of the best-selling jean jackets from multiple of your favorite brands all on one page? View the jacket in full detail using 3D models. Then once you decide on the one you love most, double tap on it and go from, I want a jean jacket, to, it's on its way. I present to you, Hullthread.